my camera's on.
Mine is too. Just give me quick, whatever. You guys, but it's not whatever.
We're coming down B Street, and he starts flying in the bike lane, bangs it up Westmoreland. So I come over, I'm like, he's driving a high rate of speed. As soon as I make the right, he starts taking off again. He came down whatever street this is here. I'm trying to come over air. I asked if 25th had anything. As soon as I make this left, it's the wrong way. I see a car here. I seen him parking up. As we parked up, we got out. Dude pulled out a knife.
We don't need any of that. What do we need all that for? We need to stay here. We want, right? So man, there's not going to be a state here. Everything under control. Everything is static right now. We're staying here. We're talking about the hospital.
So as we pull up, dude starts freaking out. Pulls out a knife.
I understand. We're not looking for
I tried to get this door open, I couldn't.
Everything's good, right? You don't need anything else?
No, we're good. This is it.
Okay, that's fine. Sorry. Continue.
So like I said, as I pull up, he starts freaking out. We get out. Mark comes on the driver's side. I'm over here. I try to get the door open. I can't. He pulls out a knife. I tell him, like, Mark, he's got a knife. And I guess I couldn't really see because I looked up and Mark. I saw his body come up like this, and then Mark fired. But he had the knife. He had like a.
Is the knife? Is it in the car still?
He does have one here. The one he had, it might have fell in between somewhere, but I don't want to touch nothing until.
That's fine. No problem.
But I had it like nobody was.
So you didn't discharge at all?
No, I gave the wrong location, so I was like, Mark, nobody's coming.
I thought we were right behind me, and I went the other way.
I thought we were. I don't know why I thought Westwood, but either way, when I was like, Mark, nobody's coming. I think I gave the wrong location. We gotta scoop him. So Mark's like, I'll scoop him, and then we'll go from there.
That's fine.
He discharged all right here. He backed up, and then we took him out of the car, and then we scooped him. Yeah, it's gonna be all right here, wherever it is. It's silver, yeah. He started like looking around like he was like nervous.
It's right there. All right, see if you guys can find the casing. Adult male.
Yeah.
So you were on this side of Mark.
I was on this side. I seen him grab the knife, and he kind of like went up like this, and then Mark fired.
And Mark was standing over there.
Mark was on the driver's side.
You were over here.
Yeah, I pulled up. As soon as I pulled up right here, like right car stop. I activated. As soon as I got out, he saw me grab the knife.
What did he say?
Here, do you want me?
Charlie, 1 Barney, Pat, 1-2, Eddie, 9, X-ray, Charlie,
Fucking scary. What?
I'm glad you're right.
Fucking scary.
5.
Dude, as soon as I'm on. I'm not talking about this.
Police officers approached the vehicle. A male stepped out of that vehicle with a weapon, with a knife, and the officers gave multiple commands for him to drop the weapon. The male did not. Actually, he lunged at the officers.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. We're here today, as Sergeant Grip mentioned, to provide an update into the officer-involved shooting which took place this past Monday, August 14, 2023, in the 1000 block of East Willard Street at approximately 12:28 p.m. To start, I want to acknowledge that during the press briefing that took place on scene on August 14th, 2023, we reported that the preliminary information indicated that the driver was outside of the vehicle at the time of the shooting. At this time, the evidence clearly indicates that the male was not outside of the vehicle and was seated inside of the vehicle at the time of the discharge. I understand and want to acknowledge the hurt and confusion that family and community members can experience when details of investigations change, and especially when they change in a very public way that this has occurred. In the name of transparency, I strive for our department to release as much detail as possible when we can do so without damaging the integrity of the investigation. That is why we preface all of our releases by stating that information is preliminary and subject to change. At the time we gave that information, that was the best information that we had available. And we always strive to clarify and update that information as quickly and accurately as possible. That's what we're doing here today. I also understand that the information I'm about to provide will raise additional questions, but allow me to again reiterate that it is our duty to protect the integrity of the investigation, an investigation that is concurrently being handled by the District Attorney's Office. I will now provide updates about the status of the investigation, and we'll take questions at the end, and we'll do our best to provide answers if we have them. However, I need to make very clear that I'm unable to answer any questions as to the specifics of the evidence outside of what I will now divulge. Also, as I go over the details of the incident, I will be referring to one of the officers by number, Officer Number 1, and a second officer as Officer A. We use numbers to denote discharging officers and letters to denote officers who were at the scene during officer-involved shootings. So on Monday, August 14th, at approximately 12:28 p.m., District Officer Number 1 and his partner, Officer A, were in full uniform and operating a marked police car in the area of B Street near Westmoreland when they observed a Toyota Corolla with a Pennsylvania tag driving erratically. Officer A went over police radio and asked if there were any priority assignments involving a Toyota sedan. The officers followed the vehicle as it turned on Westmoreland, then left onto Lee Street, and finally onto Willard Street. At that point, the vehicle continued along 100 East Willard Street, a single-lane, one-way street, westbound the wrong way. The vehicle pulls into a parking spot mid-block, at which point both officers got out of their marked radio patrol car. Officer A, who was the driver of the police vehicle, approached the passenger side of the Toyota Corolla. Officer Number 1, the passenger of the police car, approached the driver's side door. Officer A attempted to open the passenger side door, and as he did so, Officer Number 1 was approaching the driver's side door.
Sorry, I'm still not sure.
Officer A alerted Officer Number 1 that the male had a weapon. As the male turned towards Officer Number 1, Officer Number 1 discharged his firearm multiple times into the vehicle, fatally wounding the driver, sole occupant of the vehicle. The occupant, or operator, was transported to the Temple Hospital by police, where he was pronounced at 12:48 p.m. 2 knives were observed inside of the vehicle, and then the vehicle was towed to the police garage pending a search warrant. Both officers' body-worn cameras were activated and captured the incident. As we do in all of our officer-involved shootings, our officer-involved shooting unit immediately began a thorough investigation. I assure our public that a fair and thorough investigation will take place by our department, and I also want to assure that we will provide updates in a transparent and expeditious manner, but only when we can do so in a way that would not compromise the integrity of the investigation. So that's what we hope to do here today, and we will continue to do so as the investigation continues. We'll always strive to be as transparent as possible. We recognize we have to provide the safety for the communities that we serve, and in addition to ensuring the safety of our officers and their families.